Hi, I'm the Comic Guy. Today, we're explaining about the MCU. Specifically, people's problems with it and how we got this far. Now, first, a little explanation of how did Marvel Comics got to this cinematic universe. Let's try a little history lesson. Now, in previous times, comics didn't always weren't always major enough to actually have powerful beings. Until they started introducing this into this time. That's when Marvel Comics was introduced. Marvel Comics started out with comics first. That's how all people start out with things that are adaptations. They start with the thing that is based on. Marvel Comics throughout the years had made many comics. But when they started to make movies, they weren't as near as for success until they actually did try with the start of Fox's X-Men films and Sam Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy. After that, then they decided they needed the idea of making a movie series on a cinematic universe, similar to what it was previously used for Universal's Monsters. And so, they planned on an idea for an Iron Man movie, starring an actor who had pretty much had a lot of trouble. Seriously, that was the thing with Robert Downey Jr. before he became the hero, or starring as the hero. And a director who wasn't a familiar name to those outside of his movie called Saphira. And of course, it's an idea that you won't be surprised actually did work. When it came out in 2008, Iron Man was the biggest success Marvel can ever have. And that started their cinematic universe. Unlike DC, they actually had a interesting and right structure. Iron Man, you already know the story. Billionaire genius boy tries to sell weapons, but then after he had a realization, he decides not to sell weapons, instead use suits of armor that were pretty much mainly iron. It's why called Iron Man. He built the Mark I as his first suits with flames and flying for just a short time. He built a couple other suits. One was red and gold that he wear in the remainder of the movie. He then defeated the villain called Overnight Stain, aka Ironmonger, and at the end of the film declared himself as being Iron Man by saying, "I am Iron Man." Then, after his success, Marvel decides to continue on the cinematic universe with a movie called The Incredible Hulk. Now, the Hulk is a gamma-rated / scientist named Dr. Bruce Banner. He also is called at times the Big Guy or the not so jolly green giant, because of one thing. Whenever Bruce Banner gets angry, he turns into this big green monster. And doesn't like his human self. He finds his human self puny. Hence why in the rest of the MCU films, he doesn't like when people prefer himself as Banner. The Incredible Hulk has starred Edward Norton as the Hulk, who, for some reason, argued with the director, and that's why he got fired and was replaced by Mark Ruffalo. So that wasn't successful as Iron Man, but it led to Iron Man 2. Iron Man 2 was a sequel, noticeably enough, about, once again, Tony Stark becoming a hero and stopping a bad guy. This time, a bad guy named Whiplash. Actual name, Ivan Vanko. Then there were the next couple of films that followed afterwards, like Thor and Captain America: The First Avenger. All 5 of these films led up to a team-up film called The Avengers. And then there were other follow-up films of other couple of things called phases. Iron Man 2 Avengers was phase 1. Then there was phase 2 with Iron Man 3, Thor: The Dark World, Captain America: The Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy, Avengers: Age of Ultron, and Ant-Man. Then there was phase 3 with Captain America: Civil War, Doctor Strange, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Spider-Man: Homecoming, for Ragnarok, Black Panther, Avengers: Infinity War, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Captain Marvel, and Avengers Endgame, and Spider-Man: Far From Home, which all were made up the Infinity Saga. After that saga ended, Marvel decided to use other ways for other ideas for the next saga, the multiverse. Starting with just TV shows like WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier, they decided to start out their movies again in the fourth phase with Black Widow, then followed up by Shang-Chi and Legend of Ten Rings with the real Mandarin, or the actual Mandarin, not this Travis Rarely actor guy. The Eternals Spider-Man No Way Home. There was also Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, Thor Love and Thunder, and Black Panther 2 Wakanda Forever. Yeah, Phase 4 was not very successful by people, especially in TV shows like She-Hulk, Eternity Outlaw, and having a episode with Daredevil in the show. So, yeah, not very successful with many people. We then have Phase 5. With Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. The Marvels. And third Deadpool film that is decided to skip for an obvious reason. Only up to the fourth Captain America movie, Captain America Brave New World, with General Ross as the Red Hulk. So this movie series started out with a concept that of a man in a suit of armor that used to sell weapons and change as a hero to save the day and not sell weapons, to a concept with Captain America facing against the Red Hulk. Well, not Steve Rogers, but a Captain America trying to face against the Red Hulk. I think people that do not like the MCU and comic book movies and comic books things on screen used to change over the years in general. From a concept that would not try to work to a concept that can work in any way possible. And the MCU is one of those things that's responsible that make that happen. Yes. I mean, Marvel Comics in general had a long history of doing this. From starting in the pages of starting of a couple of heroes to a list of heroes in the comics and do a lot of stories with them to finally trying to do so in the outside the pages but not doing so successfully for their big screen to finally do it so on big screen with a couple of their biggest movie series. To finally one of the biggest movie series of the cinematic universe. And now here we are. We're in full circle of how this history of this cinematic universe actually happened. It started out with a concept with a man of armor. Now it's an idea for man with a shield fighting a fiery version of a raid monster. Isn't that interesting? We are so continuing on with the MCU, and that's not really what you think. It's not really what you think what it is after Endgame. Not entirely. Yes, the MCU has been on this route, but the MCU has been near decent / pretty good for its entirety of its films and the cinematic universe as a whole. there have been several films I start to notice in the cinematic universe that weren't so well made as the others, but that's just how that universe actually works. Or this corner of the Marvel Universe. I'm Mike the Comic Guy. See you next video. Bye.